Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of CBT Now right here at cbtnews.com. One area that often gets overlooked is the demo process. Now, I will tell you as a former desk manager myself, when a salesperson would come into me and here I am chopping, and you know what I'm talking about, Sean. I'm chopping the gross profit. I'm adding to the trade, the whole deal. I go out, take the TO, and I say, well, folks, how did you like the way the car drove? And they go, oh, we didn't drive it. Right?
Yeah.
Do you not want to strangle the salesperson if you can reach them? That here you are discounting the car, working up payment, and the customer didn't drive the car, right? So joining us, as I mentioned, joining us today to dive into this and how demos translate into more sales. You've seen him here before on CBT News. Sean Gardner, instructor and sales trainer at the Joe Verde Group. Thank you so much, Sean, for joining us. Once again, did I get that right? That you're working the deal and the customer is, oh, we didn't drive the car yet. You're like, oh my God, we didn't. Okay, but you want us to knock $4,000 off and give you five more for your trade, and they don't even have a feeling for the product. They didn't drive, and then of course the salesperson will say, well, they told me they already drove it somewhere else and they didn't need to drive it, right?
Oh, that happens all the time. I was in F&I for 5 years. I've had deals make it all the way to F&I.
Oh,
and they haven't driven the car yet. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I want to talk about some, good luck things that can happen on a demo and some bad luck.
Please do, because it's so needed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, let me just even ask you, Jim. Okay. What do you think? Because you sold cars. Okay. What do you think would be better as far as really helping the customer and also put yourself in a position to deliver a car today? Would it be for you to just maybe, put the customer out on a test drive? We close at 6. Okay. So just enjoy the car. Okay. And then your manager comes up, hey, what do you got going on? Oh, I got one riding right now, man. I feel good about this deal. Or would it be better to go on the demo with the customer and to properly demonstrate the vehicle, to display, operate, and show how that product works?
Sean, you want me to get in the car with the customer and show them how everything? I mean, these cars are pretty high tech. People, they know how to handle all of that, don't they? What do they need me for?
A lot of salespeople wait. Well, if you buy it, then I'll go through everything with you at the delivery.
There you go. There you go.
Because then it's worth my time, right? Is that right? Look.
We're making light of this situation, but the salespeople that are listening to the managers, that who you are out there. You're not getting away with it. We all see you. We know what you're doing. And then of course the new salespeople that are to the industry, listen to today's discussion, because don't get into the habit that some of the old timers go, hey, I threw them the keys, they'll be right back. I just signed them up. Don't do that. That's wrong on every level. So
I would say this is, we're kidding around, but I would say this is probably the most important subject when it comes to selling a car, because the demonstration drive is the emotional peak.
That's where the sales happening.
Process. If the customer is going to get excited about the car, it's going to happen on the demo, right? So let's talk about some pros and cons of should I go on the demo or should I let the customer test drive the vehicle by themselves? Okay. Because that's a big habit right now. These customers are like, I just want to drive it by myself. And then we put the customer out on a test drive, and then we're trying to appraise their car and we're getting ready for the numbers. So if I don't go on the test drive, okay, we put the customer out by themselves. I mean, we sell great products, whether you sell Ford, Honda, Toyota.
They're all good cars today. Today, they're all good cars. Right.
Yeah. But these products are always harder, Jim, to sell themselves. It's hard for a truck to completely sell itself to where I want to spend $80,000 for. Right. I mean, if they truly sold brand new cars, if they sold by themselves, we'd put them in a vending machine, they'd eliminate us, and they'd save that money on their cost.
That's right.
I mean, that's my true belief on that. So we have to believe, if we're going to get better at demos, we have to believe that we're still the most important part of the equation, right?
That's right.
The retail automotive salesperson. And that demo, it's kind of like showtime. It's like where me and the customer, or me and the car the customer is considering, is on stage, and it's showtime.
Yeah.
Okay.
No question.
Also, if I put the customer out by themselves, this happens. They could take my car to your direct competition, right?
That does happen. It
happens quite a bit.
Yep.
I can't count as a manager how many times I've seen other cars from other dealerships, come on our lot, and I'm thinking, okay, we're going to sell this guy a car. We're going to make this happen, because I personally love to call the other dealership.
Oh, bring them and say, come get your car.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Plus, Jim, if we don't go on the demo, we're not there when the customer gets excited about the car either. We're not part of that excitement process. We can't see the excitement within them if we don't go.
That's right. That's right.
Plus, and I'm sure you've had this happen, these are all the negatives as far as, not going on the demo. I'm sure you've seen this happen, especially maybe on a pre-owned car. While they're driving the car, new or pre-owned in real life, they could make a decision not to buy.
Yeah.
Without any input from me, the salesperson, or maybe they don't even have all the facts.
That's right.
They just come back and say, no, we're going to think about it. We'll let you know. And we weren't there to work through concerns or objections or questions that they may have had that could have helped make the decision more to our favor and their favor, because they're going to get to enjoy the car. And here's the biggest thing: if you don't go on a demo drive, okay, you're going to miss out on the single best close in the car business. Okay. I mean, think about this. Wouldn't you say the best time to formalize things is when the customer is most excited about the car?
Absolutely. No question.
And that's that last little part of the demo.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going on the demo, so I can't use, it's a Joe Verde close. That's a whole separate video, but I won't be able to use this incredible closing opportunity because I'm not there on the demo. And the only thing I'm going to be able to say to try to firm them up is, listen, if we can get the figures agreeable. And it really is time to take that close and throw it in the trash can. But look, Jim, what are the benefits of going on the demo? Okay, we're going to weigh the negatives and the positives.
They're endless.
Okay,
they're endless.
Yes, like number one, and I always felt this way when I went on a demo. I got to build on my relationship with the customer because we had that private time in a car together. That's huge.
Yeah.
You know. And when I go on the demo, I'll be able to, take the features that they know they're kind of interested in, and I'll be able to turn them into advantages and benefits. I'll be able to paint the car in their life,
Yeah.
And I'll be there when they get excited about the car. I'll be able to see it in their eyes, right?
Right.
And I'll be excited for them too, because I'm thrilled at the opportunity to help this customer, and I want them to enjoy this car.
Also, you're not there to when they're driving the vehicle, and they crossed over from shopping for cars, and all of a sudden now they're driving the vehicle that they really like. And their next question, because they're excited, is how much are the payments on this car? Or what would the terms be? Now they're already starting to take ownership of that vehicle, and forgetting their lower budgets, or maybe they'll even take a little bit less for their trade. And I'm not to say that that's where you want to negotiate the deal, but you're not even there to hear those buying signs, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what they are. If you're taking notes on this, when they start asking you questions on that latter part of the demo, like, hey, what do you think our trade is worth? And how much down do I have to put? And what kind of interest rates do you have? Those are not objections.
That's
okay.
Right.
They are, like you said, buying signs.
Yeah.
Okay. I think salespeople get afraid when they hear those, because they're like, oh my gosh, this deal is going to be so tough. And then they run up to their manager. This guy's very payment conscious. I need your help on this one.
And all they did was ask what the payments are.
Yeah. Those are excellent buying signs. But now, Jim, you got to learn how to handle those questions and concerns properly, right? Okay. You know what? If a customer on that latter part of the demo is saying, so what are your interest rates, and what would payments be on something like this? And I mean, that is an opportunity for me as a salesperson to close the sale.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Close the door.
But if they don't go on the demo, guess what? That can't happen.
That's right. You don't hear it.
Plus, when we talk about, that little extra time building rapport with the customer, What happens on the demo is when the customer starts to truly feel comfortable with you, they'll talk to each other too.
That's right.
The husband and wife will talk to each other. That means I have the report. They're comfortable in front of me.
Yeah.
We are going to get to the write-up on this one, okay?
That's right. That's right. What do you say to the What do you say to the salesperson, Sean, that says, "Well, they wanted to go alone. That's why I did it, because they asked if they could drive the car by themselves." First of all, I've been in the business a long time and running dealerships. I might have had 5 people in my 25-year career running stores that ever asked if they could drive the car alone. Okay. People come in, they know it's a standard thing that, in fact, a lot of times you'll hear the customers say, "Well, aren't you going to go with us?" For those salespeople that weren't going to go with them, because they expect it.
There's definitely different objection handling techniques we can talk about. If they say, "I drove it down the street already. My wife's not here. I just want to take it for a quick spin. Right. I want to know what you can do on your numbers first, and then I'll drive it." All those kind of things. But the easiest fix on that question that you just asked, is to realize most of that is on us, the salesperson. Right. Okay. I used to get lazy sometimes. Okay. And I used to get lazy and say, "Hey, let me get a demo tag for you guys, get a copy of your license so you can take a first spin." Yeah. Okay. And then I would go up and tell my manager, "Well, they wanted to drive it by themselves."
Of course. Okay. I know. That's what I'm saying, is that's a bunch of, what, when that salesperson says, and here's the other thing I might add to this too, because I'm as passionate about demo drives as you are, is in the event you couldn't get the customer to get in a demo drive situation. You brought the car up, you said, "Follow me, let's go for a ride," and they went, no, all the way along the way. "We are not driving this car." When you get to the desk, and see if I'm right on this, when you touch the desk, right, Sean, let the sales manager know, before we get into numbers, I need a TO on the demo. Can you help me get this customer? Nothing wrong with that. Even a change of face will help get that customer. Because I went out on 1 million of those TOs. It says, "I'm going to work on the numbers, okay, but I need you to do me a big favor. Well, you got to take this car for a drive to make sure that it fits all of your needs before we start on the deal," right?
Yeah, they got to know what they're getting for the money, for sure.
Exactly.
If I'm talking as a manager, Jim, okay, I'm not sure. I'm sure managers and salespeople watch this, but look, no demo, no numbers. It's that simple. Right. Okay. Right. If you can't even close them on a demo, how are you going to close a customer on 12 grand down on $1,160 a month? Okay. Right. It's just not going to happen. So,
I know.
So the thing is, though, here's the thing: 99% want to drive before they buy. 99% want to drive before they buy.
That's right.
And you're going to have these customers that say, "Well, if I drive it, I'm going to fall in love with it, and if I fall in love with it, I'm going to end up buying it." But that's the point we're trying to achieve, right, Jim?
That's right. That's why you're here.
One other thing, because of that laziness, like I was talking about a little bit earlier, just letting a customer out to test drive a car so I can, be in the corner and take a smoke break or a vape break. "I got one right." Have you ever heard a salesperson say, "I got one"? I used to say that.
All the time.
Yeah, I used to say that. But here's what a salesperson might ask a customer to guarantee that he or she doesn't have to go. Now, do you want me to go with you, or would you rather drive it by yourself? What is 99% of the customers going to say?
They're going to go, "I'll drive it by myself. Let's go."
Of course they will.
Yeah,
of course. And the thing about it is, we're just joking. We're just having fun. But the demo was the make or break part of the sale.
Now,
again, it's the excitement part, right?
That's where the magic happens, as they say, is in that demo drive, to be able to.
That's where they take mental ownership.
That's right.
That's where they start thinking like a buyer. So many darn reasons to get the most out of the demo. Look. We're talking about the why to's. Do our salespeople need to learn how to set it up, what to do, what to say, and how to pull it off? That's where we come in, and that's how we can help salespeople get the most out of the demo. And I will tell you this: the demo is such a growth opportunity as far as more sales each month, more income each month. If you're talking to 50 customers a month, right now, maybe you're doing 25, 30 demos, and most of those are just test drives. But if we do more and better demos, and that's what I want you to write down, is more and better demos, you're going to sell more cars.
That's
okay.
Right.
Yeah. Because of my F&I background, Jim, I used to present 100% of the products 100% of the time with 100% enthusiasm. Do you remember that
Yes,
mantra?
of course.
Okay. We're out there trying to decide who should get a demo and who shouldn't get a demo. And that's not what our job is, a salesperson. If you just go out there, make friends, find what's in needs, pick out the perfect car, and give everybody you talk to a world-class presentation demonstration, you're going to sell a lot more cars each month, and you're going to start making the big bucks.
I agree. My sales manager early on told me the same thing. Try to get everybody in a demo drive, even if in the event that you don't have the vehicle they came in on, get the next closest type of vehicle and go, folks, just while you're here, so you don't waste your time, and while you're out shopping, you got something to compare it to, let's go for a ride in this Corolla instead of the Camry. See what you think. Or maybe the Camry instead of the Corolla you were looking at. We'll take it around the block really quick. Do you have many of those customers I sold to the other vehicle that they drove? Because they're like, well, what about this car? This fits our needs. You're like, oh
just
God,
what they have in their mind as far as what they're looking for is not necessarily what they're going to ultimately choose.
That's right.
Okay.
That's often the case.
Did you? 86% of all customers end up buying something a little different than they told you they had to have.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So what's my job? Just to clear that up. My job is to make friends, find wants and needs, help the customer feel comfortable, then help that customer pick out the perfect car, the car that we have in stock that fits closest to what they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
And then give them that world-class presentation demonstration. Check this out. 80% of the decision to buy is made in the value building steps of the sale. 50% of the customers said they bought on the spot if they just felt like they got a good presentation demonstration. So you as a salesperson, you're watching me, you're watching Jim. If you want to sell 20 cars this month, if you just back up the math, you need to give 40 world-class presentations demonstrations. That's like 2 per day. You got this. It's what we were hired to do.
Right. Totally agree. One last thing that I want to say on this. Many times you will see salespeople that have got somebody in the box, okay? And their customer comes in. And in a way to take care of the customer that came in, here are the keys, go take this for a drive. While I say goodbye to these other customers, right? And that salesperson thinks, okay, I got them both doing things, and they're not going to be, looking at me sideways. That's a big mistake, right?
I think so. I mean, you got a possible minimum 2-car day right there, right?
You got a 2-car day.
Minimum
that
2-car
customer
day.
will even wait for you, for a few minutes while you finish up and you deliver the vehicle or what have you. But man, to just send them out like that and say, hey, go take the car for a drive, and meanwhile, I'm trying to work 2 deals at one time is what I'm trying to do. Right?
Well, that's good news because you're busy, but you want to make sure that you maximize both opportunities. You know what I would do? I would work with the management team and communicate with them. Okay. And a lot of times they're going to be able to help you out, whether it's, finishing up the sale that's in F&I. Okay. Or they maybe can help you out another way, but they want both of those deals too. And if the demo's the emotional peak in the selling process, even if you got multiple deals working, the last thing I want to do is just pitch someone the keys. Okay. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay. I'll finish up with this and I'm going to get with you. Look, one last thing on this. When you pitch someone the keys for a test drive, they often, when they come back, pitch you back the keys and say they'll let you know.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So that's not what we're there for. We're not there to see if they like the car. We're there to present and demonstrate the car and paint it in their world so they can start to take that mental ownership. Okay.
That's right.
We can help. Let Joe Verde help. Call us. Okay.
That's
exactly right.
You guys have been helping dealers for many years on this topic and so many others. So Sean Gardner, instructor and sales trainer, Joe Verde, always great catching up with you and having these discussions that takes me back into my days in the showroom. But many of these things just haven't changed. We were talking about this very issue, in the 80s. That's right, folks. I said the 80s. So you can say to your texts and emails later about how old you think I am. But
but you know what, Jim? Cars have changed so much. Okay. That presentation demonstration is even more important.
That's right.
And bottom line, I truly think a customer deserves to know what they're getting for their money.
That's right. Now it becomes a presentation of technology that's inside of that car.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sure. All right, man. Thank you so much. Always great catching up, and looking forward to next time.
Always a pleasure. Yes, sir.
Take care.